So we're in St. Petersburg, Florida at the Urban Stillhouse, the home of Horse Soldier Bourbon. Pretty cool place. So we watched the movie 12 Soldiers on Netflix last week, and I looked into it a little bit, and they've got a pretty cool bourbon that was founded by some of the actual horse soldiers from 12 Soldiers. So I was already coming down to Tampa for a meeting, so I figured I would see what is this place all about. So they have three main whiskeys. You've got the straight, which I'm going to read it. They have the high rye bourbon, it's 87 proof. Then you got the signature small batch, which is a high wheat bourbon, 95 proof. You got the barrel strength reserve, which is a high wheat bourbon, barrel strength. But then you got a fourth one. You got the Commander Select. This is a limited edition run, a yearly release of just 2,000 bottles, aged from barrels that are hand-selected by the commander of the horse soldiers. Which, yet again, that's the whole reason you're here. So we are having the old-fashioned with horse soldier bourbon.
It's totally not. The mozzarella is really What's the name of the movie that has to do with this place?
Oh, 12 Strong.
12 Strong, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, with Chris Hemsworth.
Yes.
Number 5 movie on that.
Is it the distillery? And
No, so the pieces of the World Trade Center, they actually made a mold for the bottle. So the bottle is actually the same as an Army canteen. It'll actually fit in like an Army canteen holster. So what they did is they used the steel from the World Trade Center. So that's why they say every bottle is touched with, the World Trade Center steel. It's because that's what the mold is actually made from.
okay. That makes more sense.
That is too cool.
Friend.
So trying the old-fashioned. Delicious. So we got the Ville meatballs. So I told the bartender, just bring me whatever. Like, bring me whatever's good. Apparently, I got lamb chops. Okay, so the coolest thing. I didn't tell anybody it was my birthday. But alright, so this place was amazing. As you can see, it's pretty crowded. Now, this is the restaurant. It's not necessarily the distillery. So, I'm here kind of reviewing both. But the food was amazing. The desserts were amazing. They brought me a birthday cake. So with that, let's go down and check out the store. So that's it for Horse Soldier Bourbon. Stay tuned. we're about to taste all three of the bourbons. Okay, so here we are. We're actually going to taste the Horse Soldier bourbons. We've only got two of them. We've got the straight bourbon and we've got the small batch. Unfortunately, we were not able to get the cask strength, but we have a special way we're going to do this. I know very little about bourbon. I know a little bit about whiskeys. I know a lot about wine, but I needed a bourbon aficionado. So I brought the proprietor of the Blind Tiger Bar, which happens to be a neighborhood, we'll call it a neighborhood speakeasy in the neighborhood that I live in, which is Joe. He knows so much about bourbon, it's not funny, including he has, how many does your bar have? About 200?
Over 200, probably 250.
Yeah, so as you see, I now have one. So I'm working at it. But we're going to taste through at least the first two, and let's see what we think. So, Joe, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, so first off, we're going to try just the straight bourbon. It's their entry level. I think it's about $40 a bottle. And yeah, so let's see what we think.
Excellent. It's very good. It's actually a little bit stronger than you'd expect at the proof that this is, because this is 87, right?
Okay, good. I'm glad you said that because, like I said, I'm not big on bourbon, but that kind of burned. But
there's a lot of sweetness and
the caramel, the vanilla.
Absolutely.
Like I'm getting it. I get the smoke. It's good. Coming from Scotch, you're not getting all the peat and all that I'm used to with that. So this is definitely a smoother, sweeter whiskey than coming from Scotland.
Yep. Absolutely. No, it's got a good balance of sweetness to it. You can taste all the different sweet ingredients coming out. As expected from looking at the profiles of Horse Soldier, this one doesn't have a very strong oakiness or woodiness to it.
Right.
But that's supposed to be more of this one. So
yeah,
looking forward to that.
Yep. All right, so now we've done the straight bourbon. We're going to go over to the, we'll call it the mid-tier, which is the small batch. This one runs for generally around $60. So Joe, what do we know about this one?
Well, we know that this one is a wheated bourbon. And interestingly, they do not age state this one on their advertisement website. This one is age stated at 2 to 4 years.
Okay.
This one is not openly stated. So I'll be very curious to see if it tastes like a newer or more aged bourbon. But it should be more oakiness than this one, as you expect. Yeah,
a lot of the reviews I've seen on this one said it tasted young, because we know for a bourbon it has to be a minimum of 2 years, and this one says it's 2 to 4 years on oak. So, all right, well, let's give it a try.
All right, cheers.
Cheers. Oh, it already has. Oh my God.
Yeah, you can pick up that oak right away.
Oh, that's beautiful. There is a smoothness to that.
Much smoother, much stronger than the last one, but also less bite. I think you can tell too, so something unique about any bourbon, after you've opened it, pour it a little, they call it the neck pour, right?
Yep.
And let it sit and breathe for 3 to 5 days.
Okay.
It will get smoother.
Okay.
Any bourbon you find will get smoother after 3 to 5 days of having been opened. So
okay,
that will be
that's
interesting too. So
all right.
If we have the other one, we can find that out too as we retaste it.
Yeah. All right, so stay tuned for next week. We are actually going to have the barrel strength, or the barrel reserve. Don't even actually remember the name of it, but we're going to have the one that is actually 63% alcohol. It's going to be here hopefully next week. We're going to go to the Blind Tiger and taste at Joe's bar that, Absolutely. And we'll compare it to this one after it's had about a week to kind of settle and mature. So
That'll be good.
All right, so Joe, thank you for all of your expertise. Yes. These are amazing. So once again, go out and find it, go out and buy it, and we'll hopefully have some more whiskeys coming soon.
Cheers.
Cheers.